wind. Then I watch them roll away again. Yeah, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Just sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. I've had nothing to live for. It look like nothing's gonna come my way. So I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Look like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I'll remain the same. Sitting here resting my bones, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. Now I'm just gonna sit at the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time.
Hello again. It's JE. Welcome to our second training today. Thank you again for joining. We have a training today lined up for Trilogy Training Thursday. Look, I'm here twice. Cool. This is Jeff's screen here. He's sharing. So today we have an awesome training that Jeff and Greg is our maintenance supervisor at Streets in St. Louis, and he's going to assist Jeff today on today's training, and we're going to go over our maintenance apps with Trilogy. We use Yardi Mobile Maintenance and HappyCo. HD is even an app we use. So they're going to go through and do a basic training for us. So if you have any questions, or if you're experiencing any bumping up against, this is a great webinar for you to ask our experts. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give control over here to Jeff. We can currently see his screen, and I will get off your screen. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Jay. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thank Greg for taking care of this, being on this webinar with us. As a reminder, this is on Android platform. If you have an iOS and you need further training, if this doesn't relate to you and you're unable to
good morning, Jeff.
Hey, what's up, Lalo?
Hey, how you doing? Sorry, I had a little bit of trouble logging in.
Hey, no worries, bud. Again, if you have any trouble on the iOS system, no worries. JE will go ahead and do a presentation for you. Reminder to you guys, go ahead and sign up in the chat box so you get credit for today's webinar. Without further ado, Greg, the floor is yours.
Morning, everybody. Hope you're doing good with the situation going at hand. But we're getting ready to go over the Yardi Maintenance Mobile and the complete process. So the first thing you do is getting signed in, and then always remember after you're signed in to refresh your screen, so that way all your work orders are current and up to date. And then you go to the, you click on the unassigned, and you'll find all the work orders for your property. Okay, and then you notice that some of the work orders have the colors next to them. So the black color coding is an emergency. Red is high priority, blue is medium, green is low, and then orange is routine. Now, not all of them have the color coding next to them, so sometimes you just have to use your best judgment. Once you get through all that, you click on, you click the work order, and then you hit the 3-box icon in the top right corner and click pick up work order. And that's how you assign it to yourself. Once you have it assigned to yourself, it comes off the unassigned list, and you'll see that it's there's a work order in your My Work Orders section. So go on ahead and click on that. You open the work order and you click on the brief description, and it will tell you what all the issues are for that work order. Once you see all that, you check to see if there's permission to enter. If it says no, click on the edit icon that looks like a pencil up in the right corner and scroll down to the access notes and see if they possibly left a time and day that is good for you to enter. If they did not do that, then reach out to the people in the office and they have them reach out to the tenant to see if to get the work order scheduled. All right. Once the work order is completed or in progress, depending on the situation, click the edit pencil icon again and go to the access. And then you enter all the notes for the work done and make sure you put your initials next to it. If it is complete, then go ahead and click work completed. If it is a multi-step process, then note what has been done along with the initials and date of when the work was done, and then change the status appropriately. And if it is a work order that the tenant's responsible for charges, then make sure you click the tenant responsible before completing the work order in the system so that the office knows to add the charges to the ledger. Also, it is helpful to start a draft email. This is something that we do at our property, and add all the work orders for the day that have charges so you can send it at the end of the day for the office. Once the work order is all completed, you click, once you get all your notes in, you click the little disc up in the corner and it'll save all updates. And once it's all saved, once you get everything all saved on the work order, you click the back button and go back to the original screen and hit the refresh. And it will update that way. It's all updated on your phone and in the computer. If it's a completed work order, it will be in the section marked completed. That's the basics for Yardi maintenance mobile. Is there any questions on that?
I'm good, thank you.
Is it possible to assign work orders to text from this?
I honestly have not found a way to assign the work orders to a text from this. So either I will make up a list and have them pick them up, or I'll do it on the computer, because you can assign them on the computer and it'll go to the Yardi maintenance mobile.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great point, Greg. That's what we do as well. All we do is just have them pick up those work orders you would like them to do.
Yep. Any other questions? Alrighty, Jeff, if you want to take over for the beginning of HappyCo.
All right.
Hey, this is JE. I have a question. Sorry, I just made you get out, Jeff.
No worries. I'm back in.
So if I want to pick up, or I want to show my team how to pick up a work order, how do you do that?
Well, for them to pick it up, they would have to go into the system and click on the work order.
Yep.
And
So
then
you'll go to. I'm fine. Good, Greg. I'm sorry.
you go to the work order that your supervisor assigned to you and click on it. And then click the 3 boxes up in the corner and click on pick up work order.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Is there any other questions? Jay, was that helpful?
Super helpful. Thank you.
Awesome.
Very helpful. Thanks, guys.
Good. Awesome. All right. So we're going to move on to the HappyCo inspections. So you see I click my inspector right here, my green guy. So this is my community list. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. So today we're going to go over the pre-walk, the light walk, the unit turn punch list, and then our refrigerant logs. In order to do a punch or a pre-walk, we simply click on the unit that we're going to do, or we can actually search for whatever unit in the search bar by typing in the address. For training purposes, I'm just going to click on, I'm going to go for this 106 right here. I'm going to then click the plus sign down here at the bottom. I'm going to start a new inspection. These are all my templates. These are all our inspections that we have here on HappyCo. As you can see, we have the TRM curb appeal, we have the cleaning log, but all of our inspections, they are on this choose a template here. Excuse me. So we're going to do a pre-move out inspection. Now, when we're doing a pre-move out inspection, we want to think about the residents. We're in their space, so we want to be quick, we want to be efficient, and we really want to get a great idea of that unit. So we want to utilize our HappyCo. So when we walk in, we're going to take a look at the entry. We're going to pay attention to that flooring. Does that flooring need to be replaced? Is it acceptable? Is it not acceptable? We're going to go ahead and click it if it's acceptable. If there is any kind of damage, you're going to want to take a note. You're going to want to make note damaged floor. It's not big, it's damaged. And then we're going to want to take a picture of that floor. Moving on to the living room. Is there any drywall damage? If it's good, we're just going to tap good. Carpet clean. Does the carpet need to be clean? Is it going to be replaced? We want to walk the entire unit before we make that determination. I'm actually going to put this back, drop down lower. But if that carpet needs to be replaced, or if it's just going to be cleaned, if it needs to be cleaned, we're just going to hit a clean. Now, if it needs to be replaced, no need to hit the clean because you know you're going to replace it. So we're going to replace it. We're going to make a note. The reason it needs to be replaced, maybe it's damage, maybe it's pet damage. But then we're also going to take pictures. Don't forget to take pictures. The more pictures, the better. Sorry, guys, it's my laptop. Is there a strong odor? So if we're replacing that carpet and there's a strong odor, let's make sure we click it. Let's then tap in that note, right? Cat smell. So now we have the note, and then we would have our picture from our carpet replacement. Take a look at your blinds. Do the blinds need replaced? If they need to be replaced, go ahead and click the X. Take a picture. I'm actually, and then we're going to take a note. If you know the size of that blind, go ahead and enter it here. This is for ordering purposes. Once you go to make that large order at the beginning of the month, this is the reason why we do the pre-inspection, right? So we know, have a good idea of how many blinds we're going to need just off our pre-inspection, right? It kind of puts us ahead of the curve. Moving on to the kitchen, I'm going to check out the flooring. Again, do I need to replace it? Is it good? I'll make my notes. The countertops, is a situation where the countertops are bad. We may have to replace them. If there's burn markers, we're going to want to charge. We're going to want to replace. And then again, make notes. And we will put burn marks, right? And then again, make sure we take a picture. I'm just going to take a picture for the end of our inspection so you can see that. Cabinets, are they good? The cabinets, make sure they're not hanging there. Everything's fine. If they're good, we're just going to continue on. Really take a look at your appliances. Don't do too much digging. Just give them a visual. You know, if the resident's right behind you and you're opening up their fridge, they may feel like that's kind of, you know, invading their space a little bit. But you do want to make sure everything looks good. Check out the stove and the oven. Here's another one, the drip pan. If you see the drip pans are going to need to be replaced, go ahead and hit that. Hit the replace marker. Add your notes. If you have too large, I would just put too large. And then I would hit too small. Again, so when I refer to this when I'm doing my orders, I see that I need 2 large drip pans, 2 small drip pans in unit 106. As I do all my other pre-walks, I can then look at that again, build my list of when I want to order. Refrigerators, the condition look good. There's no dents, there's no scrapes, no scratches. If you want to pop it open real quick, look at the seal. You're just checking out the seal. I just want to make sure the seal's okay. If I need to replace the seal, I would go ahead and make that note, replacing the seal. Dishwasher too, just you take a look at it. You can pop it open real quick, see if you have standing water. It may need to be repaired. So whatever that case, make sure you make your notes. Your laundry center. Once you go in the laundry, take a look at the flooring. Is that flooring okay? Give it the check marker. The dryer, give it that visual inspection. Is it clean? Is it not clean? Again, it's kind of don't want to invade their space if it's working or not, but just give it that visual, make sure everything looks good. Bedroom, you go to the doors. If you see a door we see this all the time, right? The door has a hole in it, so we need to make it replace. We're going to charge because it has a hole in it. It didn't have a hole when we turn the unit. Make a note. Take your picture, and then go looking at your again. Make sure you take a look at your flooring. Again, replace. Your blinds are good, or if they need to be replaced. Again, all you do is make a note. Your doors, your bathroom, everything's fine. Your flooring, replace. Again, your countertops, cabinets, everything's in great condition. Your shower, check out the shower and the tub. Do you need to do that resurfacing? You know, we do these pre-walks 60 to 30 days out, so we have plenty of time to go ahead and schedule that if we need to. So if we need to resurface, we're going to click that resurface. We're going to take a picture. We're going to make a note. My note would be need to schedule resurface for maybe it's that 3rd day on that move out, right? After the move out, you put that on that 3rd day. And then finally, here's the full paint. After I walk the entire unit, I will have a great idea. Is it going to be a full paint? Is it going to be a partial paint? I'm going to go ahead and click that. I'll have my notes. If it's a full or if it's a partial, you only click one. And then, you know, if it's a full paint, make a note, or just partial paint. Maybe you put the rooms in there, right? Partial paint, bedroom only. And then any miscellaneous issues, major issues, if the unit smells like smoke, you can click down on there. If you find any leaks where maybe you have to replace the bottom of a sink, or if you see bugs, if you see pests, and locals are crawling on the ceiling, whatever the case may be, you'll enter that here. And then you want to make your note on what that condition is. If it smells like pets, again, it's right here. So once we're done with that, we're going to click the folder here, the note. We're going to add a report. Always go with the standard. As you see on my pre-move out inspection, there's a photo that I took. If you take a lot of photos, you're going to have all these photos spread across. They're going to be all there. Tap the icon. I'm going to put my name. Then I'm going to give it a signature. And then I'm going to click the save button. I'm not going to do this. This is a training. I don't want to mess up that this actual report at 4th Street. So I'm not going to sign it. I'm actually just going to back out, but just make sure you hit the save button. And I'm going to exit out. Are there any questions on the pre-move out inspection?
I'm good, thank you.
No questions? Everybody's fine? Okay, cool. Awesome.
Okay,
All
we're
right, I'm
good.
going to move.
Thanks, Jeff.
You guys good? All right, great. I'm going to move on to the light walk. So if I want to start a light walk, I'm just going to put myself back to the beginning here. This is my home screen here. And if I want to do a light walk, I'm going to click on my community. Get that plus tab at the bottom. I'm going to start a new inspection. I'm going to scroll to my light walk. Trilogy lighting inspection checklist. All right, so I want the month. Today's April. Put your day in. All right, terrible, I don't even know the day. Today's the 9th. Streets doesn't have the day. I didn't. Must select the year, 2020. Time, you're going to clock in and out on this light walk, right? So your time card will reflect your time. You can just put 18 start. And then proceed with your light check. If I'm doing my light walk, I will actually take light bulbs with me so I can replace as I go. But check your building exteriors. If you have anything that's hanging there, a light needs to be replaced. You want to mark that. You want to take your picture. Add a note. If I'm adding a note on a building exterior, I'm just going to put the address, right? Building number. This is a Bradford reference. But there's my address to that building. I know I have a lighthouse. Parking lots, you want to pay attention to the light posts in your community. Landscaping lights, that's the lights in front of your signs that you may have, or if you have other landscaping lights that's in front of your landscaping, those are the lights that we're referring to here. Your maintenance shop, we're there all the time, guys. Let's make sure it's lit up nice and bright. Clubhouse, I would love for all of our maintenance teams to help out with the clubhouse. This is our community together. So if there's any lights in the clubhouse, let's go ahead and take care of those. Laundry facilities, if anybody has any laundry facilities, just want to make sure the lights are on in there. Pool area, this is something that's huge. We want to make sure our pool area is well lit. We leave, residents are out there till 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So we want to make sure that our lighting in our pool area is acceptable. Common areas, this is our picnic, playgrounds, car wash areas, common areas. Again, we want to make sure those are acceptable. Any lighting in the stairwell, hallway LEDs, this is in your hallway. We just want to make sure all our lighting is on. Again, if anything's not working, if we have lights on the trash room, we want to make note of that, what location that trash room is at, and then we want to take a picture. Elevator lights, very important. Make sure they're on at all time. And do any of these lights need replaced? If they do, we have this reference above. So write that down and then go ahead and make note of what lights need to be replaced. Now, is there any area in need of additional lighting? This is kind of like in the back of the buildings. Possibly we may need more lighting. There's an area that's just super dark. That's what we want to concentrate on. We want to light it up. We want to make our residents feel safe. The more lights, it seems to keep criminals out. So that's, we want to make sure we have well-lit communities. If yes, mark that down. And then we can add photos if there's any problem areas. Same thing, we're going to click the note icon when we're done here. Want to add our report, our standard. I'm going to sign with the signature. Type in my name. Want to sign it. And then I'm going to click save. Now remember, light walks are due once a week. So we have light walks once a week. That's when I want them done. That's our company policy. So make sure we get our light inspections done. Are there any questions on the light inspection?
No, thank you. I'm good.
Nope. Thanks.
Anyone else? Awesome, awesome. All right, I'm gonna turn this over to Greg.
All righty. Next up is the unit turn punch list. So you start the inspection by clicking the plus, where you pull up the unit and then click the start a new inspection. And that will bring up your template. Today,
Sorry guys,
today we're going to use one that I've already started, so that way you can see. So the way I utilize this is when I initially walk the unit, I'll go through and I will make notes of every issue that I find when I start the turn. So I'll walk in, does it have a bad smell? Does it need an ozone machine? Put a note in there. Do you notice any bugs? If not, then go on ahead and click acceptable, because we know we don't have to call in pest control. The ceilings and the walls, is there a bunch of damage where we have to fix it? This one, it looked good, so we were able to just do a quick touch up, and it was all taken care of. The doors, the hardware, are the hinges rusted, bad condition? If you have hammer stops, are the hammer stops broke? Are they operating properly? The door handles, are they working properly? If they need a new door handle, make a note, so that way when the tech or you go into, whoever goes in to do the turn, they know what to take. The flooring and the trim, is there any issues that we have to address? Does it look good? Okay, if it's clean, then you just go on ahead and move on. Take pictures, that way everybody knows that it is good. The kitchen, are the cabinets good? Do they need to be stained? If there's a bad hinge, make a note of it. The light fixtures, if they're clean, if the bulbs are good, are they working properly? Take pictures, that way you're covered. All right, into the kitchen. The cabinets, is the hinges all tight? The handles tight? Is there paint or stain on the handles? Are they rusted? Note down what needs to be done with it, and then once you get it done, you can click acceptable. The ceilings and the walls, you usually do all the ceilings and walls after the painters are done, or if we do it in-house. Like I said, this one was in-house and they were all really in good shape. So are the countertops, do they need, is there formica loose? Does it need to be caulked? Make notes of it all. Take pictures, so that way you know how much caulking it might need, or if there's a big gap, how can we address that issue? Once that's complete, click acceptable. The sink and the faucet, is it working? Yes. Okay. This unit has not been cleaned yet, so I'm not marking whether it's clean. So the flooring and the trim, it's all acceptable. The garbage disposal is working and the inside of it is cleaned out, so I went on ahead and marked clean on that. The microwave, it's working. Like I said, the unit has not been cleaned yet. So refrigerator, all appliances, I do the same way, as everything operational. The power outlets, we're responsible for the cleanliness of the plates and making sure they're working. So once you get that work done, go on ahead and click acceptable. Living room, you go through the same process. The flooring, is it all acceptable? Yes, go on ahead and click it. Ceilings and walls, painters have been in there, they look good, click it. Power outlets, working, everything seems to be clean. Go on ahead and mark it and check the thermostat. Make sure the batteries aren't corroded. If they don't need to be replaced, make sure everything's operational on that. The patio and balcony, make sure that the doors are, make sure that the rollers on the doors are good. Any issues you find, make a note. Once the work's done, click completed. Make sure you're walking out on the balconies, checking the railings, making sure that they're secure, make a note if there's a missing bolt, so that way you know you better get that bolt back in there just because resident safety. The light fixtures, make sure that they're in good shape and the light bulbs are operational in there. There's no broken glass. The ceilings and walls are clean and there's no holes, no signs of any water damage. And then make sure that the bottom of the deck is safely secured and that it looks clean and safe. Mechanical closets, the ceilings and the walls, if you have fire stop caulking, make sure that that's all in place. If it's not, make a note, take care of it, take a picture. Make sure the filter is clean and in proper placement, and note that you replaced it so that way we know. Make sure that the HVAC and the heat is properly working. Make sure that the water heater is in good shape. Make sure that it's heating properly. Make sure that the elements are all tight, or that the gas valve is operating properly, and that the screens at the bottom are clean. Make notes and make sure that there's drip fans in place. And then in the laundry area, make sure that the doors, everything's operational. Once again, make notes. I need a handle on this one, so I'm gonna go on ahead and make a note. Once I get that replaced, make sure it's, make sure you check working. The ceilings on the walls, make sure that they're all clean, hole free, and ready to go. Power outlets, the cover plates are clean, outlets are working properly, not broke. Make sure that the dryer and the washer, that there's stains on the dryer. If it needs a new timer, just go through it really good. Make sure the ductwork is clean, so that way you're not getting a major callback for clothes not drying fast enough because the vent was clogged. Make sure that there's no grease in the washer once everything's operational. Check working. Make sure the light fixtures, the globes are clean and everything's operational, and that the board not tore up or scratched up or bowing. And if you know that's acceptable, go on ahead and click. Now you go into the bedroom. The flooring and the trim, let's say the carpet has a strong pet odor, note it, and hopefully it comes out with the clean. Don't mark acceptable until you know it's good. Just make notes so that way everybody's aware of it when they go in for the final walkthrough. The ceilings and the walls look good, mark acceptable. Doors, once again, I need a hinge on this one or a spring stop. Make sure that gets addressed. The blinds are working and this unit hasn't been cleaned, but if it has, mark clean. Windows are everything, the balances, all the caulking, all the drywall around them. Make sure it's all in good shape. Power outlets working and operational, clean. Light fixtures, clean. Bulbs are all good. They're not beat up or rusted or anything like that. Closet doors are in good shape. If you got bifolds, that the pins are in good shape. The tracks are all properly secured. And make notes of what's not good. Once it's fixed, mark acceptable. In the closet, make sure you're checking all the shelving, light fixtures, make sure everything is secure. Nobody wants to go hang 5 shirts on a shelf and have it fall. Once that's all fixed, mark acceptable. In the bathroom, make sure the doors, this is a major area for the hinges rusting and things just not looking good. So make sure that they look good. Make sure that the handles are the privacy handles and they're not rusted or beat up. Mark that they're working. Once you get everything changed out, make notes of what needs to be changed out. Medicine cabinets, make sure that all the shelves are in there, safe and secure. The mirror's not damaged. Make sure that the doors are good. And the vanities, make sure that the stain looks good. Handles got to be tight. and the countertops are called. Make sure that the faucet has the proper water pressure coming out of it. Make sure the aerator is in good shape. Make sure the drains are properly working. Make sure that it all looks clean. Mark it. Power outlets. Make sure that it's GFCI protected, that it's properly operating, and that everything looks good in there. The mirror, make sure that it's not cracked, the backing's not peeling off, and that it's clean. Bath accessories, make sure toilet paper holders are all good and tight, and the springs and the actual bars operating properly. The towel bars are not rusted, not loose, hanging off the wall, and shower curtain rods are properly secured and don't wobble around, so that way people can utilize them. The exhaust fan is a huge one. I always check this because it gets a major buildup of dust, and it is one of the #1 causes for apartment fires. So always make sure that you check them and mark that it's working and that it is clean. Light fixtures, make sure that they're working properly and that the globes are clean, bulbs are all good. Note what you had to replace. And make sure that the shower and the tub, there's no cracks, no bubbling up of previous resurfacing. Make sure that the drains are clean. Make sure that the plates and the handles and everything look good and are in proper operating order. Make sure that the caulking at the base of the tub, and if you have tile around the wall, make sure you get that all caulked. Remove the old caulk that looks bad and recaulk it, so that way you got a nice sight line and it looks really good. The toilet, make sure the seat is safe and secure. Everything on it is properly operating. It's not cracked. Make sure that if there is caulking at the bottom of it, make sure it looks good. Make sure the toilet flapper, your flush valve and fill valve are in good shape and properly operating. And once it is, click acceptable. In this case, I marked the unit turn as not complete because it has not been cleaned and it had the carpet cleaned, and I made notes. So that way I know to go back after the clean on the 10th and do my final walkthrough. Once all that's done, if I find any issues, I go on the computer and pull up the PDF and send it to whoever turned the unit. If I turn the unit, I send it to myself, so that way I have the list on my phone of what I need to readdress before the final one. Any questions on that?
No, thank you. I'm pretty good, thanks.
All righty. Once you get that, and once it's all complete, you go on ahead and click that clipboard down at the bottom and add report. Click standard. Scroll down through, make sure everything's on there that you had done. And then click the pencil so you can put your signature on there. And then click save, and it will save it in the system as completed. All right, and then the final one, the refrigerant log. Pull up to start a new one. You would click on the unit that you're at, click the plus, start a new inspection. Scroll down until you find the refrigerant log. Click on that. All right. In this case, we've got one that's already done. And we're going to be using unit 344. And so I noted on this one, I noted the date, month, day, and year, and what time I did the work. I entered my name in, and then the nature of the problem. I had very bad airflow, so the system was low. And then I went on ahead and put my beginning weight and of the container, and then I also took a picture of the scale. And then I went down and I got my ending weight and took a picture of the scale. And then entered in how much I actually added after I got the 2 readings. And once you get that done, if you have any comments, like if it was a bad Schrader valve or anything like that, go on ahead and put it in the comments, so that way we know that the Schrader valve was changed out on this unit in this work order. And then you go to the clipboard. Once you have everything entered in, click Add Report, Standard, and then go on ahead and click on the pencil and sign it and close it out. You would click Save, and then once that's done, most of the time you have a little check mark up in the corner that you have to hit, and that will actually finalize the whole inspection. So any questions on that?
Any more questions? No questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
I'm with you so far.
Excellent.
All right. Well, thanks, Greg. That was amazing. I do appreciate you for taking care of these for us today. You did an amazing job. Is there any questions out there? Does anyone have any questions? Any other questions? Not only HappyCo, Yardi, or anything else that you're possibly bumping up against? Feel free to ask.
I'm good for now. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we're good. I am good.
Anyone else?
No, good.
All right, guys. Don't forget, sign up in the chat box. Make sure you get credit here. So you want to sign up in that section.
How do you sign up in the chat box? This is Jeremy.
You want to click the chat guy? The little looks, can you see my screen? Let me put my screen back. Now I am on my phone, so I think you're going to look for this. JE, you help me out here if I'm wrong, but you're going to look for the little chat guy. Again, on my phone, it's the little chat right here, little box. You want to click it, and then you just want to make sure you just put your name on there. JE, am I correct with that?
Yeah, we don't see a chat box.
Yeah, so the chat
There's
box
no
is
chat.
on your phone, but if you are looking on GoToMeeting on your computer, if you look at the GoToMeeting box that you have on your computer screen, so it's a cylinder box, so not cylinder, excuse me, a rectangle box. I've got to get my shapes. I'm over here trying to homeschool my kids. Clearly you're not doing something now. So anyway, if you go to that rectangle box on the right-hand side there, you'll notice at the bottom of the box, there is a chat section. It's towards the bottom. And then you can go ahead and enter your message. Awesome. I'm seeing you guys.
All right, awesome. Thanks, guys. Greg, thank you again. Thank you for that presentation. JE, thank you for setting this all up, and thank you guys for viewing today.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Remember, anybody needs any help, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here for you guys. Email, text, call. Yeah, that's about it. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you shortly.
Thanks, bye.
Thanks, bud.